Hello, hello, and a very warm welcome to my live. My name is Julie-Sian, and I'm coming to you live from the UK. And welcome to this evening's Am I Still Aligned with What Truly Matters to Me? Are you? What matters to you? And are you aligned to you? Why are we doing things? What is the purpose? What is a deeper meaning purpose? And why are we doing things? Why do we do it? Sometimes we do it out of obligations because we are perceived to have to do it, because we feel, like I said, obliged to do it, because we feel that society expects us to do certain things. Perhaps we see a role as something, like a mother, and therefore a mother has to do this, and this, or a teacher has to teach this, and this, doctor has to do this. But is it perceived? And when you're playing that role and it doesn't feel in alignment, maybe you're playing the wrong role, or you're not really playing the role to who you truly are. Yes, you may be a mother with children, but are you doing that role in how you perceive society thinks you should be doing it? Or are you living it your own way? I remember being, I still am a mum. I remember being a stay-at-home mum and picking up my daughter from school. And you see all these mums, they all look glamorous, and it's like 8:30 in the morning. And you see them absolutely looking perfect, and they're all nodding on. And then you see me and my friend, we turn up. I don't think I ever turned up to school in gym jams. Well, I think I did have gym jam top underneath my jumper a few times. And I may have done that with it. But you're thinking, what sort of story are they showing? Because are they trying to put me down like, oh, look at her, she's just rolled up in her joggings and looks like she's only just rolled out of bed. Well, actually, I probably rolled out of bed about 3 hours earlier, but get the kids to school, the things. And you think, well, what role are they doing? Because they're standing there all like this. Oh, yes, I've done this, I've done that, I've prepared the dinner for tonight already. And I think, come off. Get real. But it's like they see these images on the telly and they think that's what a mother should look like. And then you turn, and then they go, who is she? What does she think of doing? And my kids turn up. Yeah, okay. And I went, well, she's got clean knickers on and hair's brushed. And I wiped the breakfast off her face as she had breakfast. I don't know. But it's like, what's really mattered. And the thing is, what mattered to me was to be the perfect mum for my kids. And I was being who I am. I wasn't putting all this makeup on, because that just wasn't me. That just was not me. Dressing up to the nines and putting on this air of this perceived mother, perfect. And I remember my son having his kids, my son having his friends around after school. And what are we doing this? And then lads would go, "God, you're such a cool mum." Sorry? These kids must have been aged 12, 11, 10, 12, 13, I can't remember. And they go, "Yeah, Henry, you've got a really cool mum." I go, "What do you mean?" They go, "Well, she just lets us come in, we do this, that and the other." And I went, well, you know what? Just get on with it. And if you do want to do this, or you do want to go, and they go, "Well, Henry, she takes you," and Henry is home taught anyway. And I went, well, yes, absolutely, because your freedom, I said, we're not restricted. And when I took my daughter out of school, and it was like we'll be going here, there and everywhere, home education, rocks on. There was no rules and regulations. We didn't have to rock up at school at 8:20, and I didn't have to look like this perfect mum as if everything ready, and all their sandwiches were in perfect little triangles with the perfect little healthy food. Oh no, slap and square shaped sandwich. There was a bag of crisps. There was your chocolate bar, yes. There was an apple. If you ate your apple, you did. If you didn't, you didn't. It didn't really matter to me. As they done the homework, yeah, they did the homework. Not, but whatever, and all these perfect mums, and it says I was aligned to who I really was. I wasn't going to turn up looking like the sixes and sevens. I wasn't going to turn up with beautiful triangle sandwiches. I wasn't, because that wasn't who I am. Because the kids were going, because they weren't like that. They weren't all, maybe it was the way I brought them up. But we would be like, yeah, we're here. And at the end of the day, when it was school, we'd be like, oh, my child is off to elocution lessons now. And it's like, Mike, we're off to the park to climb some trees. We're off to play football. Oh, my child is off to do horse riding. My child's off to do polo. My kids eat polo. Other sweets also included. And it's like, and what? Does it really matter? You know? In fact, I think my friend, and they go, yeah, we're all going with Julie, because we're going to be this. We're going to go and play adventures and pirates and hunting dinosaurs and stuff in the park and adventures like this. Oh no! Stephanie can't come because she might get a spot of dirt! What? What? Well, it comes off in the wash, mate, and if not, soak it in bleach and it'll be fine. What is truly aligned with you? But maybe they were in alignment with that, or maybe they were trying to be in alignment with the theme, with the story, and they wanted to show this, what they look like. Okay. And like I said, my son's kids, friends will say, God, you're so cool. I went, cool, I can't be bothered, you know? I've been working all day, working full time. I'm not a stay-at-home mother. You know, I got you to school, you had a lunch, I picked you up, got home. Now what? I don't know. But yes, so am I still aligned with what truly matters to me? So what really matters to you? What really matters to you in life? Let's look at the bigger picture. Okay, and the bigger picture is that we get so wrapped up in the crossing the T's and dotting the I's and trying to live up to what society, what we perceive society thinks we should be living. We should be doing this, we should be doing that, or if I don't do that, so and so will complain and gossip about behind us, and you know, people can say anything they like behind my back if they want to. If they really got the balls to it, they could actually say it to my face. But most likely keyboard warriors and people couldn't say boo to you if you weren't. And they go, look, you know, and if you've got a problem with me, yeah, I've got no problem with myself. But if you've got a problem with me, this is what I say to people, go, why? What is the problem? And they go, well, you stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning. And how does that affect your life? With me staying up until 2 in the morning? What sort of thing does it really matter? How does me going to bed at 2 in the morning actually affect and impact your life? Seeing as you don't even live with me, you don't even live in the same road, so my light in my lounge isn't shining into your room. You know, why? And the problem is because I can choose to live that life and go to bed at 2 in the morning and get up at 10 the next morning if I choose to do it. Oh, I like that, blessings. And I choose to do that. But ask yourself, and usually when they have a problem is because I have the freedom. I've chosen this lifestyle. I've chosen to step away from the 9 to 5 and the tie, the chain around my neck, the tie of the mortgage, and having to bring in all this. I've stepped away because I am living my life that is aligned, that what truly matters to me. And what matters to me? Well, that I'm happy and I'm healthy, and when I'm happy and I'm healthy, and then what matters to me is my children and my grandchildren. Oh, forgiveness. Who do I need to forgive? Forgive myself for being a bad mother. It makes sense. It says I'm a bad mother. I mean, my son's friend said I was a cool mum. I mean, I took my daughter's best friend and my son's best friend to Florida on holiday, to Disney. We had a caravan, a mobile home, whatever, in Great Yarmouth. And we would take, and people go, how come you're taking all the kids with you? You know, Anna would take her best friend, and then I go, because it was easier. Because it meant that Henry was being entertained with his friend, and they could go off and wander around. The rule was not to leave the park edges, and they knew that. So they knew they had to stay within the park, but there was enough things. They'd go off and do the football, they'd go and do whatever they were doing. And then with my daughter and her friends, I'd watch them because they were younger, and they go, well, go swimming. Yeah, you can go swimming. That means I don't have to. I can sit here with a cup of tea and read my book. And And then it was like in the evening, when it was evening entertainment, they had their own entertainment. They go, can we go on the penny machines? I go, here's £1 each. Go off. I'm sitting here with my Coke and vodka. And, oh dear. But it was like so much easier. And that a night holiday. And they go, oh, I couldn't cope of taking other kids with you. And I went, it's easier because I had such a big age gap, 6 years gap. That what one wanted and another one entertaining, that it was the only way I could do it. And it was like, it's so much easier. Yes, it did mean travelling down, there would be 3 in the back seat and they were a little bit squashed, but once we got there, they got the caravan, and it was a 3-berth caravan, and if they had a problem and they fell out with each other, I'd go, right, you've fallen out with each other, one of you sleeps in the room and the other sleeps on the couch in the lounge. And they go, that's great, because the couch in the lounge with a pull out, and it was a double bed. Woo! And then they go, what are we doing? And I go, well, if you want to watch the telly, put some videos on. And you get like, it's a school holiday. So yeah, if the boys wanted to stay up playing games on the lounge, and me and the girls went to bed, yeah. And I'd say to them, that's fine. I'd say, but we're going swimming at 10 o'clock in the morning. And if you're not up, you get left behind. You know, but it was in alignment with me. Now, other people, it may not be in alignment. The thought of taking someone else's child on holiday, the thought of it. Yeah, but, you know, and the thought of going on a caravan holiday. Oh, no! 5-star. Oh, well, yeah, I'd love the 5-star hotel. And I do that now. Now that I don't have the responsibilities of taking my kids with me. Absolutely. They want to come, they have to pay for it. Yeah. Am I still aligned with what truly matters to me? So what really matters in the bigger picture? And sometimes we get so roped up and so involved in the day-to-day things, and we do these things, and it's just like, is it really me? Or am I living a false story? Am I living a false lie? So that's the question today. Am I still aligned with what truly matters to you? Because, of course, what used to matter to me, where are we? I'm trying to think how old my daughter is. 27. So 20 years ago, when I suddenly became a single parent of 2 kids, oh my God, 20 years ago, what mattered to me was giving them a safe and stable home, making sure we were staying in the home, making sure everything was happy, that they weren't distracted because the dad had gone, and blah, 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 blah. And that's what mattered to me. Making sure they were happy and safe and secure and dealing with their needs. Now, fast forward 20 years later, well, what mattered to me 20 years ago doesn't really matter to me now, because 20 years ago, I was trying to bring in money to feed the house, feed the kids, keep the roof over their head. I was doing this. I had my own business. I was working full time, and I had 2 or 3 sidelines going on as well, bringing in money. And it was like, I look back and think, how the hell was I doing that? I had one child being taught at home, another child at school. Soon came out at school, because I realised that wasn't in alignment. School education wasn't the right alignment, especially for my son. Now, they both went to university, and both kids went on to college, and that was in alignment with them. So I said, do you know what? And I will always offer the job. Do you want to go back to school? Do you want? Anna, actually, my daughter actually did go back to school and did her GCSEs. She actually went back and did them there, because that was more in alignment with her. My son, he went to college at 16. He was home educated for 9 years. And like I said, he went on to university. My daughter went on to university and did very well. But what matters to me then, 20 years ago, was in alignment with me then. What matters to me now is in alignment with me. But so often we get stuck and we think we're doing the same things. And yes, I still worry about my son and my daughter, and I will always worry about my son and my daughter, even when they're 60, 70, 80 years old, and I'm still talking to them, because I'm not going to go anywhere yet. When I'm 100 years old and they're 60, 70, I'm still going to be worried about them. My umbilical cord has not been cut, even when my daughter went to a different country for a university. Oh my gosh, my university. But my alignment of my caring of my son and daughter are completely different, because my son doesn't live at home, and he's there with 5 kids now. Yes, 5 kids. Oh! And my daughter, yes, she has come back home to live with me temporarily, and that is temporary because things are hopefully changing at the moment, because but what matters to me now is completely different to what mattered to me 20 years ago. And we got to remember that sometimes we get so stuck in this story that we forget that we grow and time has changed, and that it's okay. It's that what mattered to me in the past mattered to me. Yes, I needed to get my daughter to school on time. Or yes, I need to get my daughter to university, or my son. Oh my gosh, it's September. I've got to get my son get back to university with all his stuff and things. That's what mattered then. But that's 10 years later. What matters to me is completely different. What comes up as now is like, mother-in-law, can you go and pick up the grandchild from school? Yeah. But that is in alignment with me then, looking after grandchildren. And I love it. You know what? I'm so blessed with my beautiful grandchildren. I can't believe the twins are almost a year old. Can you believe that? Almost a year old. That's fast. So, my question, am I still aligned with what truly matters to me? Are you still aligned with what matters to you? So, I'm doing some card readings. Oh, enchantment. Yeah. We lose the enchantment of life. So, if you would like to have a card today, that is the question I'm asking. So, I am doing these readings from the UK, so before I do anything else, I need to do this disclaimer. I'm not allowed to give legal, medical or financial advice or pregnancy advice. This is classed as entertainment purposes only. You are meant to be over 18 to have a reading. If you're under 18, you need to have someone over 18 with you throughout the reading. This is a disclaimer. I am from the UK. If I don't do this disclaimer, I am illegal and the police will come and shut me down and take me away. Don't be, oh, some handcuffs. Oh, yes. No, okay. Good evening, Rosemary. I am very well, and I hope you're very well as well. So, are you still aligned with what truly matters? And it's okay if what matters to you does change, because our life changes. What mattered to me when I was 16 was my O-levels. That's what mattered to me. What mattered to me when I was 18? The boyfriend. What happened to me when I was 21? My dad died. And it was like, oh my God. What mattered to me when I was 26? I got married. What mattered to me when I was 30? I gave birth to my Henry. What happened to me? And these things changes. Because when I was 16, everything that mattered to me was around then, around my life. But what mattered to me then was my O-levels, and then deciding what I was going to go and do for my A-levels. But that doesn't matter to me now. What matters to me now is sharing my knowledge and skills and being an amazing my grandson says to me, I love going to visit Nana because we always go on adventures. What matters to me is trying to think of some great ideas for some adventures. The adventures all happen in the same place, the park, but the adventure is, we're pirates. We're going looking for dragons. We're looking for fairies. We're going and looking for the Gruffalo. Oh, he loves the Gruffalo adventure. Absolutely loves the Gruffalo. And we read the Gruffalo book. I think I know that back to front and inside out now. And we often go Gruffalo hunting. What else do we do? That's what matters to me. Is like my grandson's coming. What adventure? Because he says, what adventure are we having today? And it's like, right, artwork. Right, we're going to do dinosaurs. So we're going to do drawing pie dinosaurs. We're going to make some dinosaurs. That's what matters to me. And then when he's gone, it's like, what matters to me? God, I need a good cup of tea. So the question is, so as I said, my alignment, but it's completely different. And everyone's going, whoa, great granny. No, it's because I've got time, because I work from home and I've got the freedom to do all this. So, are you in alignment with your current life? And if you're not, why? And wasn't it time that we change? So if you are in a job and you're not enjoying it, yes, your alignment is, I need to pay money to get money to pay the bills and stuff. But maybe the job you took 10 years ago isn't bringing you joy and contentment. And you're whinging and moaning about it. So you're not in alignment with that job. So maybe it's time to change the job. Maybe you're in a relationship with someone. And when you started off, this is what happened with me. When I started off my relationship with my husband, I was single, I was travelling, and I was temping, and I hadn't got any children. And then when we got married, the freedom of the travelling disappeared, and then the children came. And he then said, you're not the person I married. And I said, well, no, because the person you married was single and travelled and did all these things and had her own aspirations. I am now married. and I've got the constraints of a mortgage, and I've got children. So of course I'm not the person you married. Definitely not the person you married. Because how could I be? Because I was single and I was out there. You married, I became a wife, and I then became a mother. And telling me I'm not the person you married is, well, I was still Julie, but what mattered to me then was completely different. He didn't like it because he had his nose out the joint and he'd met this young free, freedom person. We could have still done it, but that's a different story. Hello, Catherine. So, but like I said, it changes as you do, and it's okay to come to realization that you're not in alignment, because how do you know if you're not in alignment with what truly matters to you? I will tell you how you know you're unhappy. If you're joyful, you are in alignment. If you are bored, if you're frustrated, if you're angry, if you're anxious, if you're depressed, you are not in alignment with yourself. The only way you are in alignment is when you are having joy and love. Hello, Marie. So the question is, what area of your life are you happy with? And that is where you're aligned. And what area of your life are you not happy with? And yes, we have so many areas of our life. And yeah, there are certain areas in my life now that I'm not happy with. Well, one of them got solved because we couldn't lock the door properly. So I contacted the landlord and she said, oh my gosh, I'm in love. I mean, I'm an old woman, but was he gorgeous? She sent a carpenter around. Oh my gosh, it made my day. I was for a moment a 26-year-old girl. Hello, how are you? I was thinking, grow up, woman, you're a grandmother. Oh my God, was he gorgeous? I'm going to have to ring my landlady and say, thank you for that little bit of joy you brought into my life. And he fixed my door for me. And it's like, oh, sorry, that's something completely different. I know, made my day. But my front door had been out of alignment. It wasn't shutting properly, the locks, and he was like, well, but he got to fix that. So my door is now in alignment. But there's always other things. There's always things. I mean, what am I in alignment with? Well, my fridge is in alignment with empty space. So I've got I've got some milk so I can make a cup of tea, and I've got some jelly, and I've got some kiwis, and I've got some carrots and veg. So maybe it's going to go vegetarian and fruit for tonight. So yeah, so alignment. But there are certain things in my life, so it's not perfect because we're up and down. So ask yourself, what in your life is bringing you joy, and what in your life is bringing you unjoy? Like you're worried about this, you're stressed, you're depressed, you're crying and this, like that. If it's your job, you're not in alignment with your job. If it's your partnership, you're not in alignment with that. If it's your finances, you're not in alignment with that. If it's your health and you're ill, you're not in alignment with your mind, body and spirit. And then you have to think, right, what can I do? So my question to you, if you're watching this, tell me, don't share your whole story. We haven't got time, and we're not doing a one-to-one today. Hello, Joe Dudley. Say the one thing that you feel that you're out of alignment, and we will do a card to see if we can bring that back. So all you need to go is, hi, it's Catherine here. I'm out of alignment with my finances. Or maybe Maria might say, I'm out of alignment, or I'm unhappy with my job. And if you're not sure what you're aligned with, just say one thing that you're unhappy with. One thing that you're unhappy with. And when you know you're unhappy, that's when you're not in alignment, as I said. If you're in alignment, you are happy, joy. If you're not in alignment with something, you're going to be unhappy about it. So if you would like a card, lovely people to join me, people I'm not sure who is here, and if you would like a card, pop on and say hello, I would love a card. So what I'm going to do is, while I'm waiting for someone to say, so we've got lovely Catherine said hello, got Maria has said hello, Joe said hello, and Rosemary has said hello, but it only says I've got 2 watching. My health, Maria, okay, lovely. So don't go into it because this is public property. So let's see what we can do to bring in alignment with your health. So the advice from the anyone who's come on late, I have done the UK disclaimer, so we are legal to do this. I have done my disclaimer. If you ever go to a reader, and in the UK they have to have their disclaimer. So Maria, your health. Let's see, health, Maria. So guardian angel. So when our guardian angel, and you're thinking, how can this bring in my alignment to my health? The guardian angel is there from the moment of, everyone's got this idea, from the moment you're conceived to the moment you take your last breath. And they're watching over you. And when you invite the guardian angel in, they will give you guidance when you ask. They can't tell you without asking because you've got free will. So ask your guardian angel, because they were there at conception, and say, and that's listening to my intuition, what is it that I need to know? What can I do for myself to help with my health? Because your guardian angel is watching over you and is your inner voice. And this guardian angel is saying, well, actually, you know what to do. And you're thinking, what does she mean about that? She knows what to do with my health. It's taking responsibility. Rather than going, I'm not very well, but I'm not seeing the doctor for 6 months. So you're just going to sit there on the couch for 6 months. But you can take responsibility and accountability for yourself. You can start saying, I'm going to go for a walk every day. Or I'm going to take vitamins and minerals every day. I'm going to do some exercise. Or I'm going to come off my phone, and instead of watching rubbish programs, I'm going to start watching YouTube Mind, Body, Spirit things. Okay, Bob Proctor. I'm watching Bob Proctor at the moment instead of watching rubbish on telly. I do that at lunchtime, my lunchtime break. I do that. And it's like taking control. So what part? So the guardian angel here is saying to you, take control, take accountability. And if there's something in your health, it's like, right, I need to take some responsibility. So if you are going, my health, oh, I'm overweight, well, have a look and see what you're eating. And it's like, you go, well, I'm eating all the food, with all the cakes and biscuits and things and crisps. And I say to you, who does the food shopping? And you say, I do. Well, I say, well, if you don't buy the cakes and the crisps, but you buy fruit and vegetables instead, when you go to that cupboard, that's all there is, fruit and veg, no cake and chocolates. So you're taking control. Rather than going, oh, all I do is sit at night is eating crisps. Well, if you haven't bought the crisps, you can't eat the crisps, but you bought grapes and you eat grapes instead. You're taking control of your health. Your guardian angel says you know what you need to do. And listen to your intuition and take it from there. Does that help? Let me know, Maria, if that guidance has helped. And if you want any tips and hints and anything and other guidance, book a mentoring session with me, your one-to-one. And let's see how you can regain your control over your health. Because so often we go, oh, the doctor said this, the doctor said that, or I can't get to see the doctor. And it's like, well, come on. Don't put the blame on can't see the doctor. Don't put the blame on something else. Take control. And this is what the guardian angel is, reminding you to take control of yourself. And they're there to help you take control while you're waiting for the outside coming. That's the bigger picture. Is there anybody else here who would like a card? Let me know if you'd like a card. And if you do, what area of your life are you out of alignment? And how can we bring that back? When you are out of alignment, it's part of your life that you're not happy with. You're welcome. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm glad it helped you. And Maria, if you want to take this deeper, if you want some more guidance in how to connect with your guardian angel, have you ever done a meditation to connect with your guardian angel? I've got them on my YouTube channel, YouTube Julie-Sian 777. I think I've got a meditation there. I'm going to put my YouTube Julie-Sian 777. Mission. So, yeah, have you done a meditation to connect with your guardian angel? Have you done a meditation to connect with your inner self? But yes, and this is for everyone, for your health. If you are feeling down, I mean, do seek professional help. I'm not here, I'm not a doctor or anything like that. But we do need to start taking control. And if you're unhappy, it means you're out of alignment. And what can you do to bring that back into alignment? And sometimes taking responsibility for it. And if you're unhappy, you know, I was unhappy at work and I was drinking, I was doing, you know, all these unhealthy things. And it was like, I'm dreadfully unhappy. And it was the job. And it's like, I can't do this job anymore. So I quit the job. And along with quitting the job, I got happier, my panic attacks stopped, my anxiety stopped, the drinking stopped, everything stopped. Just by realising that what was really causing me unhappiness, it was the job. And the job was having a detrimental effect on absolutely everything, because of course you're sad, you're eating the chocolate, the stodgy food, you just sit at home at night on the couch eating crisps, and I went, that's enough. So I was in a position that I went, that's enough of that. I took control. And as soon as I changed that job, stopped it to going to this, oh my gosh, my health improved, my food enjoyed, my everything changed. That one thing. So just see what it is you're out of alignment. Is there anybody else here who would like a card and hasn't had a card? Is there anybody here who would like a card? Tell me what area. Yes, you meditate. Oh, I love that. I like meditating. I find it easier, Maria, because my brain is going 6 to 7s. I always like to listen to a meditation that's got a voice in it. So it's a meditation that takes me on the journey, rather than just sitting there listening to music. And I listen to the music and go, right, I'm going to meditate and I'm going to calm my mind. And what happens? I'm sitting there calming my mind and the shopping list pops in, or this job needs to do, oh, I need to send that email, and oh, I haven't done that recording, I haven't done the post for tomorrow yet, and da. So yes, I like to have a vocalized led meditation, because it just keeps my mind focused. Even if it's one that says, take a breath in and out, in and out, because I'm listening to the voice and I'm listening to the breath in and out. So it works for me, but some people are different, so let me know. Anybody else here would like a card but hasn't had a card? Anyone else here would like to share things? But thank you everyone who's popped on and popping off and making the comments going, hello! Is there anyone else? Because it's saying I've got viewers. Maybe you're shy. Maybe you're shy. That's okay. Maybe you're thinking, what is it that I'm out of line? And like I said with myself, when I was dreadfully unhappy and I was saying, oh, no, I'm not very well, and and I was putting all the weight on and things like that. Then you stop and analyse and you pause. And you strip it back. And I stripped it back because I go, I'm drinking, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and I was doing that, and it's like, and in the mornings I was waking up in a panic attack and didn't want to, and trying to force myself to go to work and things like that. And it was like, it's work. It's everything that's going on in work. And yes, when I initially did the job, well, actually I had to do the job for a certain reason, because I was suddenly left as a single parent and needed to bring money in. So I went and did the first job that came to me. Then I got stuck in the routine and stuff, and the cycle. And then in the end, it's like, let's change. And that's sometimes what we do. So maybe it's your health. What small thing can you change? I'll tell you one of the biggest small changes. One of the biggest small changes I did that was amazing. I like my coffee. I like my coffee in the morning. However, I drink coffee with 3 teaspoons of sugar. What? Yes, 3 teaspoons of sugar. I like it sweet. I like that sweet. I like it sweet. And I was putting on weight when I went back to work. Why? Because I realised as soon as I got up in the morning, I was having coffee with 3 teaspoons of sugar. I'd get to work, I'd have another coffee, that's another 3 teaspoons of sugar. At mid-morning, I was having another cup of coffee. That's 3 cups of coffee with 3 sugars. So that was 9 teaspoons of sugar. And sometimes I would have a coffee at lunchtime. So that was 4 cups of coffee with 4 teaspoons of sugar. Do that 5 times a week. 50. So that was 50 teaspoons of sugar. Well, actually 60 teaspoons of sugar I was having on Monday to Friday. Multiply that in a month, 240 teaspoons of sugar, and that was just at work. And it was like, no wonder I'm putting on weight. What did I do? One small thing. Instead of having coffee every morning, I would have a cup of tea. hate sweet tea, cannot stand sugar in a tea. That's one thing I swapped. Instead of having, so I'd wake up in the morning, instead of having coffee, I'd have a cup of tea. I'd get to work, I'd have a cup of tea. I'd have mid-morning cup of tea, lunch cup of tea. Suddenly, that was 12 teaspoons of sugar a day I was no longer having. I carried on with everything else. That was 60 teaspoons of sugar I was having less a week. 240 teaspoons of sugar a month I was having less. And people go, oh, you're losing weight. What's your diet? It wasn't a diet. It was a lifestyle change. All I did was swap my coffee for my tea. And my health changed. My skin got better. I felt better. Blah, blah, blah. Too much caffeine in the coffee and stuff like that. So it's a little thing. So I didn't go on a massive diet because and it's these things. But that was in alignment because that coffee was not in alignment with my body. Just like Brussels sprouts aren't in alignment with my body and sushi ain't in alignment with my body. But tandoori chicken is. Chocolate cake is. You know what I mean. Is there anybody else here who would like a card but hasn't had a card? Let me do one for the collective and that'll be it. Romance. Is your romance out of alignment? Are you one of these people who says, oh, my partner never takes me on a date anymore? My partner never buys me flowers or chocolates. When was the last time you took your partner on a date? There's two in a relationship. When was the last time you bought your partner flowers or chocolates or something that they liked? Don't rely on the other person because there's two of you in a relationship. And always putting the pressure on one person. They don't do this, they don't do that. If you want to go on a date, say to them, go, right, we're going on a date and I've arranged it. We're going out Friday night and we're going on it. Rather than waiting for them, do it. Oh, they never tell me they love me. When was the last time you told them that you love them? When was the last time you gave them a hug? When was the last time that you made a fuss of them? And when you're suddenly realising they're not doing it, they're just mirroring back at you. Because if you haven't given them flowers and you're complaining, why not? Why not give them to you? And then it's like this. When was the last time you gave a compliment to your partner? When was the last time? Whenever my daughter cooks dinner, which is most nice, I always say thank you. Thank you for the dinner. Thank you for this. I couldn't say thank you. Just now there was a noise because she'd done the shop and she'd come in and she'd filling up. And I couldn't really say thank you, but I will in a minute when I go on live. I'll go, thank you for doing the food shop. Thank you for doing the washing up. Thank you. I always say thank you, a compliment. Or I always say, especially when you go, oh, you look nice today. You look good. You're nice. Are you having a shower tonight or tomorrow morning? Subtle mother. But romance. And do you do things? And this is, do you do things do you romance yourself? How do you romance yourself? By doing things that bring you joy. And this is part of alignment. If you're not doing things that bring you joy, if you're not doing things that you love, romance, love, you're out of alignment. So if you're not loving yourself by doing things that you enjoy, how can someone else love you and how can you love other people? You need to bring romance into your own life. Romance in your own life is by bringing joy and doing things. If you love reading, read. If you love watching romantic stories and no one else does, well, put a romance video on and tough. Start by loving yourself. And if you've got a problem with the person you're with, ask yourselves why. What is the problem? Because it's normally not them is the problem, it's normally you who's got the problem. Oh, they've got this really irritating habit. Well, maybe you've got a really irritating habit. And if you say to them, oh, you've got this habit that annoys me, then they turn around and go, well, you've got a habit that annoys me. Touche. It's a reflection. So romance yourself. To bring alignment back into yourself, you need to love yourself. And how do you love yourself? By doing things that bring you joy. And as soon as you start doing things that bring you joy, getting rid of the things that you don't like, getting rid of all the things that you don't like that are bringing you depression, worry, stress, get rid of all the toxicity, get rid of all the toxic people, get rid of all those toxic ideas and stories you're telling yourself, and start bringing in love and joy. Start doing things you love and get rid of things you don't love, then you'll be in alignment. I do hope you've enjoyed tonight, and I hope you've enjoyed and learned something. Let me know if you watch this back, #replay, put #replay, and let me know if this helped. Let me know what the area you're out of alignment, and if you do looking for guidance and are wanting to know how you can get in alignment, you definitely need a one-to-one session, a one-to-one mentoring session. I will put my link in the comments when we finish, so you can go visit my website, or you can message me directly. You can send me a personal message if you'd like to book a one-to-one and ask me, and we can arrange a session in how to connect and get yourself back in alignment. Thank you everyone for watching. It's been great. I've loved this. And hopefully I will be back on Thursday for Tarot Thursday. Not sure what we're talking about on Thursday, but we'll find something out. So come back to me 6 o'clock on Thursday. Take care. Namaste. Bye bye bye. Bye bye.